I was waking up this morning, and there I was doing it, and I just grabbed it, snatched it right out of the A gate, Alpha gate. It's that we're trying to talk about. You got to unlearn to remember. You unlearn, but then changing the thought patterns. That's another big energetic process here as we transition. Mucker's really friendly today. She wants to say hi. And because that's what we do is as kids we're like, oh, we got to get up and go do something, got to plan the day and accomplish this and that, and you might start dreading it. I've been in that position so many times. I just want to lay in bed, just not move, hallucinating all this stuff out there on the set that I'm supposed to do, and so stop, and so the day's already happened, so just sit back and enjoy it as it unfurls, as it comes, because it's already happened. So I was like, well, Uber, nothing, silence. It's like, keep going with my windows. But this, too. So, I'd forgotten a few things in the talk yesterday. So, another thought change with me is to well, you got a different vantage point in the arena now. You're not the kid just watching the light show. But I was like, well, I don't call it lazy, but just I didn't want to have to like take notes and follow the script, or maybe I could just wing it. I was forgetting a few things, and so it's a transition. Of course, it would be. So I got a couple notes here, and I'll highlight those. And so yeah, I just been jamming on these windows, man. It's just like boom, busting it out, and this is a time. So we just left the age of like training wheels, right? We had to have guidelines and all this kind of stuff. But now we're stepping up. This man, 666. The bottom of the clock, right? That's the 6. So I don't know what she's going to do here. So, but not lazy, but things are changing. So it would be nice to just freelance these things. But the windows, like I never like windows. They're fragile and they break, and I can never clean them without leaving streaks. And but on the YouTube, so if there's a project or there's something you think you need to hire someone to do, it's all on YouTube. There's someone there helping you, telling you exact steps. You observe it, imitate it, learn from them, and then you can do it. We can do everything. So yeah, and I learned some really useful key, tools, tricks to cleaning windows. I mean, it's just like, that's my new thing. I'm an expert window cleaner now. I think it's going to be countertops next. Someone's got to do that. So yeah, this is the age of doing for yourself. You're your own government, all that stuff. So, yeah, I was just cleaning, dancing as I'm cleaning. Classic rock songs, all the playlists are on YouTube. It just takes you right to the one. And with the new ears, those songs are just like, boom. I'd forgotten about National Acrobat by Black Sabbath. Or, Rush, We Are of Phoenix. Just so many songs, man. Listen to whole albums. Stones, Zeppelin. It's like a whole new world because it was all in the eyes, But now we got the new eyes to hear all that. Just the symbolism of the clean windows, 2020 vision. So that's just these changes in the thought patterns. Another one for me was when I was doing these before. I'd look to see how many views it got, you know. But like, this is not entertainment. This is not for all the kids to get together, and it's for a select few. The actual number of views should go down initially because it's not for everyone, and people will run and hide from that truth because they want to keep watching the show. And you know, it's like it's the parent that comes in and like turns off the TV, turns off the cartoons. It says, "Hey, kid, go outside and play in the sun." That's walking out of the cave. But if the child really wants to watch the cartoon, it's going to keep watching it, right? So, yeah, the views should go down, and until it reaches its intended audience for those that are want or willing and able and seeking to like figure out what's going on out there. So, yeah, I don't even check. I don't even look. I mean, I don't even like care. The Buddhists have been saying that forever. Like in samadhi, if you have a desire out there for something to happen, well, now you're going to suffer because you're thinking there's something out there that you're not in control of. That it's not you. So it's not that I don't care, but you're not attached to the outcome because you don't control that from where you're at here. You can just observe it. But I got a couple nice comments. People were like, "Wow, this is appreciate it. Makes me feel good," but that would be being attached to the samadhi, the outcome. But at the same time, it helps me because you're me and you, same one life form in you. So, and I want my squad because it's fun, and that's the real pleasure. That's why those do-it-yourself YouTube videos are up there. The real dopamine hit, the thing that we enjoy the most, is when we help ourselves, the real us. And, that's the ultimate reward of all this. So with all the masking, you can't see what's going on. Like, you trick yourself into thinking that's the humanity. But it's all a state. It's all on an act. Or, someone sent me the, I think it's almost like why we manifested like Hollywood. So you'd have this idea that, oh, it's just a movie. Because you just, you can scare yourself watching a movie, but it's just a movie. So, but that's what life is too. So then so it was like a real video, real people. And I looked at it a little bit, it's got all the, whatever, I think there was something coming to someone's house and taking their children and COVID. And I looked at it a little bit and I thought, well, mostly actors. And what would be the worst thing would be one of us in there getting mixed up in that and believing that they're participating in that and scaring themselves just that much more. So it's from outside the cave, you kind of get a little zing, like, oh wow, what about that? I was like, well, maybe we can make a like COVID police task force and right. And they can do all this and, make it look real. It's a real video. I can't breathe, all that. Oh, it's real, sort of. But the world's a stage. Doesn't matter. The only thing kind of is that we could actually believe it. That's what is the hilarious part. So everyone's really, but I was looking at it like, oh, it's the water. It's melting, and then the screen, and it's creative, pretty good. Maybe tweak it a little bit, make it, see if you scare them just a little bit more. Not. It's just things I just don't want to do. Like, I keep getting bugged on my app. I gotta do something, and I'm like, not yet. Because it will happen in time, but it's already in the past. So everyone's saying, stay in the present, the present. But actually, what we think is the present has already happened, right? Because it's being projected in the dome, right? By the time we see it, the heart already knows that it's there. I've had it with just getting on Facebook. I feel it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to go see all the that stuff again. But so So yeah, just the thought patterns about how you go about organizing your world, that's going to be in flux now, and we'll just pay attention to where that starts and that thought singularity up there. Um, and so the major one I missed yesterday. I posted it like a few days ago. So I left the University of New Mexico like 2012, and they had a listserv for the anthropology department, and I graduated, and I was like, well, can I just get out of this? And I was like, yeah, but these are messages that don't apply to me. Just like, nope. So it all went down. The conclusion of that, like it's the same day, like 19 years ago. So when I started out in New Mexico in 2001, my first job was as a teaching assistant, and the listserv was kind of like a new thing, you know. Oh, is it advancement of technology? No, it was a fall, because you can it's a lower form of communication. People can misinterpret everything on there. But in this one, in 2020 or 2020, there it was, the rules, the COVID rules, and they actually it says hilarity. Must have a mask all the time unless you're in a room with a closed door by yourself. Then you can take your mask off. I was like, oh my god! But I wrote back and just said the facts. These are the facts of the situation, and that triggered the secretary and and here they came with the all caps. Do not post to this, because I was interfering with them being the COVID police officers by stating the truth. And come back at me. I said, was there anything in there that was not true? You didn't think about that, did you? You can go look at it, the details in there. But I was like, well, you might as well just take me off of here if you're going to censor that. You're afraid of that. If you're that spineless, it's going to invite correction. So I think I'm off the list. I didn't even do it. I don't know. But so that was 2020. But 19 years ago, I was a teaching assistant, just fresh on campus. Drove out to Albuquerque, a week late on LSD. But so my first day at this class, I'm walking in. I'm like, well, where do I sit? I don't know. Kind of towards the front, maybe in the middle a little bit. I want to be able to see around me. Like, might be some cute girls in here. That's what my thought process was. And then after that, I got the professor, Bob. Oh, he got triggered. I mean, you need to sit in the front row in front of me. I was just like, Jesus, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, I didn't realize that was that important. I was like, what if I had to run back to the projector and do something up there, But no, that because he had his energy wound. His mother probably wasn't around. And now here is on his light set. Here's someone not being close to him, and he's projecting all his bullshit out there on me. He's like a 60-year-old man-ish. And overweight, so he was eating to compensate for those wounds. And so the listserv is going, and someone comes in on the listserv with the all caps, screaming. And it was kind of a new thing to us, but like etiquette in communicating through the written word, all caps is for emphasis. And so I corrected him on that. That's what all caps is. And guess who got triggered again? Oh, big time. The ironic thing, though, I remember it was that kid was like, oh, okay, you're right, thanks. He just didn't know. He's like, I always use all caps. Him and his friends just use all caps. I was like, no, not here in this thing. And I wrote back to him even, like, oh, no worries, everything's cool. Here comes Bob. This isn't just any listserv. This is our listserv. Right? Because he was missing something in his emotional life. And now he was triggered by something on the set. So, mercifully I was reassigned to another class. And that guy was just, he's a bird watcher. We just, there was none of it, no drama energy. Like, um, but yeah, Big Bob, man, he got triggered big time by, stuff that doesn't really make sense. And he didn't last too much longer at that university because that's not, you have to, the first step is to deal with that energy wound, the healing. So any person you can or manifest out there that you think is separate from you and that they're doing something to you, that's the one to pay attention to. Those emotions. That's what you want to get to be the master of and be in control of that. The man who frees himself from the force that binds all creatures. That's where all this is heading. And like even when I was asking my higher self today, it's kind of like it's getting a little bit more equal, because that's the way a teacher for a student, if it's teaching anything that's even worthwhile learning, is for the pupil to eventually become a peer equal to the teacher. Otherwise, it's just bullshit, So, I mean, obviously, I'm not there all that, that's not my role, but it's just funny that those were, another 19 listserv, all caps. And that's why it was telling me to stay on that listserv, because here I am, alumni, and I think there's like a whole lot of alumni on that one. Just hang around, kind of curious, see what's going on. So yeah, that played out as on the script, right on the ice. Oh man. So the I had a couple other questions, like so we know the 783 cowbell shell, it's being melted in the ice. There's a lot of ice, and there's a lot of that's part of the whole realm. Every newborn that's part of the development. That's what we were living in the first quarter, and so it's just something to be aware of. What you actually control is your emotional reaction to what you're seeing. That was the lesson for us as we are developing. I mean, still developing, but we crossed a hurdle. It was in the zodiac, right? We went into a new age, and these are the energetic components of it. To pay, like, what is that? I'm scaring myself with it too for a while. Like, well, something's coming for me. Something's going to happen bad. I don't have control over. But no, you're hallucinating your life, this realm, right? That's the hollow. Hallowed be thy name, and then the nation. So, being born, and that's you're the director of your movie now, and that's just a incredible. So get this one, throw out this one, and just all this cleaning, like in the corners. Man, it's always about the corners, but it's symbolic of building anew, to clean out the old, right? Everything would get built. That's why I'm like being so obsessive right now with just cleaning out the corners. And then, but like the water, it's like it's magic, but there's no magic. It's just nature, things that we forgot what nature does, what you do. It's a deep topic, but the ones for me, there's a Russian documentary called Vada. I think that's the Russian word for water. And it's got subtitles, but yeah, like what water does. Like, for me here, it's just like all this dirt and goo. It just takes it away somewhere. The water treatment facility, no, it goes up into the heavens. That's distilled water that rains down. It's distilled water that is in fruits and plants. It's distilled water that's inside of your cells. The other guy is Pollock. I can't remember his first name, but I think he's like, he's got a university position, I think UCLA somewhere. But he's noticed these things. Water, whatever it touches, there's a real thin layer between it that is like, it's the hollows. There's no physical connection between water and whatever it touches. So that's where the cleaning occurs, the rejuvenation. That's why we have baptism. That's what it's symbolic of. You know. So it's going up into the outer realms to be recycled. We have the frozen water in the hose analogy. I was like, man, it's almost like too good, because I know my flat earth people, we know that there's water above us and water below us. If you look at the moon real close, you see the shimmering in the water. All the phenomena in the sky, meteors, if NASA's shooting a rocket at it, hitting the dome, it's the same pattern as if you were like in a swimming pool looking up through the water. That's the same patterns that we see. Every shooting star, you don't ever see a shooting star going up. You know what I mean? And when it comes down, it's that same pattern as if something was shooting into the water. Because that's what that is. So I was like, we're a water bubble. That's where your Nagual is in, unfreezing the ice. The pole ice. So the 33, that's 33 degrees where water melts and you can move. Is there ice then beyond the water? Well, I don't know. Probably. I mean, there's an ice wall from Game of Thrones, and I mean, it's more accurate than we even really have thought about. But that day I went to teach substitute school. I was walking down the hall and I saw the mandala. I was like, oh, there is no time. My Nagual just jumped up to where there is no time. I was like, oh, this is eternal. And a little bit later in the day, I went to the teacher's lounge, and everything was just energy. Blue light energy. TV, people, everything. Every single thing in my perceptual realm was this blue energy. But the other part of that day was for special needs. There were as many teachers in that room as there were kids. That's how arrested development that these kids were. And the one kid, he was just rubbing his finger on my arm, just looking at it. And I'm kind of, because I was all over the place. I thought this is going to be an interesting day, and I was with him. Like, that is interesting. And another guy, he was doing. He was like, I was like, what is he doing? And he was doing the grind. He was getting his grind on, the reproductive part, in second grade. I was like, and the third one, the girl, she was up at the water fountain just looking at the water coming out. And I was like, that is pretty fascinating. That's where they applied vaccine damage. They had all the tools and everything, but then when they were born, you got to learn those steps of your body as part of your development. And it's we can talk about why all that happened that way later, but that you kind of lose that it's fascinating. Everything they were doing, it's like a miracle. We just take it for granted because we're like the Rolls Royce. We come down here and water's this, and our tissues, but no, each part is so like magic. But we're just doing it all simultaneously because we're the final or the top product to play the game. Well, yeah, that was one hell of a day there. But those experiences, I mean, they really stuck with me. So this is what it was for. So I would have ways to communicate these ideas. They're kind of hard to talk about because we don't have a vocabulary for them. These aren't concepts that we'll talk about. So we almost have to build our own new vocabulary, because we actually realize we're down in this realm trying to communicate through words and sounds and vibrations, when the original communication system is just telepathically, through the ether. You don't have to deal with the physical, slower stuff. But that's the challenge that we took on, to come down here and exist in this realm, and to remember that our projection is a dream that we're hallucinating, and that it's lucid. We're in control of it. So the lucid dream, but when you wake up in that dream lucidly, you know it's a dream, and so whatever you want to happen in that dream, that will happen perceptually. It's like that's a good dopamine hit, That's like, people try, how do I lucid dreams? It's pleasurable, but well, now it's coming in, and at this stage that you are lucid dreaming this, but we'll be smart enough now that we know that it's there's nothing that you're not responsible. There's nothing outside of you that can hurt you or scare you or do anything to you, unless you permit it, give it your permission. Right? That's what that pattern, we've talked about that forever. If anyone's just like tuning in and they don't understand what I'm talking about, maybe just go back to the last talk, and so I'll mention it there. I hate repeating stuff, but it's just a mosaic. So whatever, throw stuff in there and just analyze it, break it apart, and see what sticks. I don't even know how else you would even go about that. But so so that's where I'm at. Just watching that, how I organize the world. I mean, an electric light show, but now I'm still like thinking, wow, man. So all these people though, they'll take it. They take their presented reality for what it is. They have never even thought that there might be something else to all of this. So that where I'm at is just put that. I don't have the answer for that yet. I'm putting it out there because that's something to take into account. They are still life, all their NPCs. They just won't wake up. We hit that yesterday, that it's not in their program. They're waiting on us. They're that part of us that is programmed for when we're ready. And they're the ones pushing up against us, ultimately, we have not responsible for them because you're outside of the samadhi. You watch that show. So, it's just so fun. Like all these people we thought we knew, like the show is so good at that, like breaking apart families, right? It's in the Bible. Father against son, all that. That's a light show. It's your consciousness that wants to find out what is going on in itself out there. And that's how good it is. It's really good. I mean, that's how good God is. It'll present those issues, like dance right along your little emotional lines, and who you thought you were and who you thought your friends were. That's because you're watching the light show together. But that's not true, because if you didn't have the light show, you'd just be friends with them like you were before. But now you're all watching the light show. Oh, all of a sudden, somebody's a conservative and a liberal. I went through the liberal libtard logic because I lived it. They want the world to be better, and they think everyone else should just be a little bit nicer to everyone else. That's the root of it. And the conservatives are like, it's the other side of that coin. They want everyone to take care of themselves, be That's the root of being a conservative Republican. Hey, take care of yourself. But the other one's the kid. I want someone to take care of me. That's that dynamic, the political spectrum. So we can look for that if in the political. Got to go through that again. It's fine, but pay attention to issues. Learn from it. Whatever there's always a hot button issues, but it's completely controlled in the script by you, the ultimate grand designer, because it wants to parse apart, wants to experience itself, wants to see itself argue. It's interested in itself and the other people. Going to be emotionally involved in that. I mean, well, that's your choice. That's the energy in the ice with the O ring, right? In Thrones, all those rings. It's energy, ice, and the hollow. That's what we're experiencing down here. But my squad, we know that, so we can do whatever we want with it, have fun with it. We know what it is. We got to still learn, rewire, all that, and really just enjoy the show. We're in the middle of the circle of the melted water, but you got that 360 vision. So everything out there is started back there, So that's the second quarter positions as we play the game of life. I think that's pretty good for today. So yeah, beautiful. Gonna have beautiful weather for the fall. We won't have all the distractions of the sports and that kind of stuff. Well, one last little behavioral thing. I picked up on it when I was cleaning my mother's house. It was just like so much, and I would go do one thing and it would turn into like 10 things before I returned back to the original thing that I went to do. And it's like, well, is that going to be exasperating? And I didn't know. And I just kept doing it. I would like work for 3 hours and sleep for 3 hours, and I saw that. And I was also watching, the MMA stuff, the old classic fights, and some of the new stuff with no fans. And I was like, what are they trying to accomplish? That's what I was trying to accomplish. That's what I was interested in with them. Dance, but put a little plan together and go up in there and execute it. A couple sequence, go up there, boom, 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 boom. Everything back off, recover. And that's the better way to go about life rather than just be, tossed around by the sensory world. Step back into the cockpit, just rest. You don't really have to do anything. It's already happened. You're just going to dance with the shadows, play with the lights. But you're more effective when you're in there doing your thing, because it's directive, it's coordinated, and it makes sense. You get more done in that amount of effort. It's a smarter way to work, and then take your break. I went through that with my cab gig. I don't want to work when I'm just pushing myself. Like, yeah, you don't have to do that. Just go out there when you're ready to dance. You got your whole game on, because that's what life really is, to be fun, and more effective. And after a while, at my mom's house, like, starting to come together. And when I was over the last time, I was like, it feels different because it's clean. And so you got the music back. You're dancing now. You're really dancing with your shadow. But if you were just watching your exact shadow in the mirror, it's too predictable. You kind of maybe get bored of it after a while. I mean, I wouldn't, because I'm so amazing to watch in the mirror. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it would just be exact replica. But this world functions that same way, but it's just delayed. It's on a time delay. It's like a 10-second time delay. So yeah, we crossed into the age of Aquarius, and things are coming up in the water. That's why they all know that, but ahead of time on the sat for it to materialize out here. By the time we see it and sort of in play, so you can have knowledge of that. And so just it's ultimately an enjoyable experience. We had to get our training wheels, learn to ride our bike without the training wheels. So yeah, age of Pisces, man, kick those suckers off. We're ready to roll. Rocked for 40 years in the desert, and now we roll. Beautiful thing, everyone. So on and on we go. Carry on. On is the energy from the sun. Oh, you can hear it. Feel it. As a vibration. So look forward to chatting on the next one. I don't even know what's going on in the light show. I just been cleaning. I'm on my windows and classic rock music. Those songs, with new ears. Wow. There's something else. That's grand design. It's in the ice. we were just listening to it as children. All that stuff. Zeppelin. Oh man, all of it. But that wasn't the only act in the big play. So we'll carry on. All right. Till next time, everyone. Much love.